welcome to another session of Docto Genie Medical Assistance. Here we discuss simple to complex medical procedures, their treatment, risk, recovery, and real outcomes with senior most doctors of India. So today we are going to discuss some very important points related to kidney transplant. So today we have kidney transplant expert Dr. Amit Goel is Senior Director and Head Kidney Transplant, Uro-Oncology and Robotic Surgery, Max Hospital Gurugram. He has almost 25 years of rich experience. He has done fellowship Uro-Oncology and Robotic Surgery and observership MD Anderson Cancer Center, Texas, USA. He has an experience of operating more than 10,000 surgeries, including robotic surgery for prostate cancer, radical cystectomy for bladder cancer with new bladder reconstruction, and partial nephrectomy for kidney tumors. Hello, Dr. Amit. Welcome to the podcast. So we know that kidney transplant is the final treatment of chronic kidney disease. But what are the main causes of chronic kidney disease?
So first of all, what is chronic kidney disease? It is a damage that is caused to our kidneys over a long time. And it gradually progresses to end-stage renal disease that we call as ESRD. And at this stage, we need some sort of replacement either in the form of a dialysis or in the form of a kidney transplant. Coming to the causes, the most important and the most common cause is diabetes all around the world, and followed by hypertension, inadequate use of the painkiller medications like ibuprofen, naproxen, and certain antibiotics are also toxic to the kidneys. Apart from this, there are certain medical conditions such as glomerulonephritis, which can cause kidney failure, and chronic obstruction to the urinary tract because of stones, prostates, and also it can happen because of recurrent infections that are happening to the kidney.
So what are the key signs when a kidney transplant becomes necessary than continuing the dialysis?
So any patient on dialysis, if he's not able to tolerate the dialysis well in a way that recurrent fluid overload is happening, or the patient is having recurrent infections or a low blood pressure during the time of dialysis, and there's availability of a suitable donor to that patient. So this is the most suitable person who should go for kidney transplant.
So as we are receiving lots of patients from India, within India, and also from international, we are receiving kidney transplant patients. So how do you evaluate a patient who's the right candidate for kidney transplant, his right donor, and what are the documents which are required?
First of all, if there is a need of transplant, we should have a fit donor, and of course, the patient should be in end-stage kidney disease where he is requiring transplantation. I suggest to the patients that they should try to do some sort of a video call or a consultation with the treating doctor before they travel to India. So in this way, they can even come to know all the documentation requirements that are needed for the processing of the kidney transplant in India.
So which medical document patient has to send when he's trying to come for the kidney transplant, that this specific medical document he needs?
So we need the creatinine report of the patient and also the ultrasonography report of the patient.
That's it? Is that?
So that is the minimum basic. Then there's a huge list of documents we need. But if we have one ultrasonography report and one kidney function test report, I think that is sufficient.
So if we talk about the kidney donors, like patient who is donating the kidney, how safe is the donation of the kidney for kidney donor in long term?
So kidney donation with the era of the minimally invasive surgery is very, very safe. Nowadays, all of the donor surgeries are done by the laparoscopic or keyhole techniques, where very small incisions, very small cuts are given on the patient's, on the donor's body. And then the kidney is taken out by a small cut that is given like the cesarean scar. The patient recovers very well after the surgery. Within just a 3 to 7 days time, the donor recovers very well, and they are even in the long run, they have a very good life. And out of the two kidneys, if even one kidney is removed, there's no much problem that the donor faces in the long term.
Okay. And if a kidney transplant patient doesn't have a donor who is not a perfect match to him, then will kidney transplant be successful?
Yes, it's a very good question. Any patient who is not finding the ABO compatible donor can still undergo a kidney transplant. And that is with the advent of the new medications that have come. There are certain injections, and we filter the blood of the recipient. And that procedure is known as plasmapheresis or immunoadsorption column is used, and we filter the recipient's blood for the antibodies, and then a transplant can be done. And the good part is, after a ABO incompatible transplant, the results are nearly as good as the ABO compatible kidney transplant.
Wow, that's great. So, being into healthcare industry, like I'm into healthcare industry since almost 18 years, and I've seen many of patients' journey, specifically for kidney transplant, if I talk about. So, I've seen the most complex case, that is combined liver and kidney transplant. I would like to have your experience, that what most complex kidney transplant case you have handled so far.
So, as you said, I have done liver and kidney combined transplants. And apart from that, I've done donors with multiple renal arteries transplant, where the there are multiple renal arteries. Then second and third transplants in the same recipient. And also the patients who are having complex abdomen, like they have multiple scars over their tummy, and also they have very bad blood vessels.
So you have said second and third kidney transplant you have done in the same patient.
Yeah.
So are they successful?
Yes.
Because we have heard about the first kidney transplant only.
Yeah. So we can surely do second transplant, because after some point of times, after some years, like 15 years, 20 years, the kidneys the graft do fail. So we, in that case, have to do the second transplant, and also we sometimes have to do third transplants as well. So the more the number of the transplant, the more complex it becomes, because of the scarring over the abdomen, and also there's because of the prior sensitization of the recipient. But they are definitely doable.
So that's good to know about second and third kidney transplant. In general, if I want to know that, what is the life expectancy post kidney transplant?
The kidney transplants are having very good success rate, and the patients, if they abide by the immunosuppression regime and the follow-ups, they are doing the proper follow-ups, they have very good life expectancy. The graft survivals are like, in the tune of 95% plus the first year, and gradually it keeps on. Some kidneys keep on getting rejected, and the patients start once the kidney fails, the patient come back to dialysis. But the life expectancy is good.
Great. So now a specific question: then how much is the risk of rejection or infection post kidney transplant?
So these are the two major problems that the patients face after the kidney transplant: the rejection and the infection. And if we stick to the immunosuppressant regime properly and do proper follow-ups, the rejections can definitely come down to minimal. And by practicing good hand hygiene, wearing mask, avoiding going to crowded places, and doing a proper cooking of the food, and then the intake of the food, the infections can also be avoided to a large extent.
Great. So if we talk about the major factor which determine the success of a kidney transplant, what would those be?
So I think the major factor which determines the kidney transplant success is a well-done surgery. And that is the reason you need to go to a highly experienced surgeon for any sort of transplant surgery. Of course, we are following protocols very strictly. Apart from this, how the pre-operative workup has been done for the recipient and the donor, how the immunosuppression has been done, how the post-operative care has been done, and how the infection control has happened. All these are also factors which determine how the kidney transplant results will be.
So, Dr. Amit, is kidney transplant is the only option for all kidney failure patients?
Kidney failure patients who do not have a suitable donor can undergo hemodialysis. That is where we filter the blood for all the toxic material. So hemodialysis is one of the options. Otherwise, peritoneal dialysis is another option, wherein we put fluid into the peritoneal cavity of the patient in the tummy, takes out the toxin from the body.
So, sir, we have been hearing about open kidney transplant till now. Now there's a robotic kidney transplant. What is exactly that?
So in robotic kidney transplant, we put inside the kidney inside the recipient through a finasteride incision that is covered by the undergarment of the patient, and the transplant is done with the help of a robotic technique. And the advantages is it gives very good cosmesis to the patient and a very good post-operative recovery. And also it's very good for the obese patients where the chances of having wound infection is very high.
So what are the latest advancement in kidney transplant? Are there still some advancements?
Yeah, so most of the other advancements that have been there are in the trial phase, like the pig kidney being transplanted to the human, artificial kidney, and also the breakthrough therapies having been tried, but still everything is experimental.
Okay. So, sir, you would talk about the robotic kidney transplant and also latest advancement. What do you think that why are international patients choosing India as their destination for kidney transplant?
So India is very affordable as a country for the kidney transplant if we compare to US, UK, or any European country. So the patients are paying just a fraction of the cost for the transplant and with a top tier medical facility. Apart from that, the surgeons in India are very well experienced, India being the third largest center doing kidney transplants in the world. So they are very well aware of all the complex kidney transplants. They have that experience with them. Apart from this, English is spoken as the language the medical professionals speak English.
Yes.
So the communication barrier.
Yeah, that is also very important.
Yeah, and the support system like the visa assistance, the travel, accommodation, post-op care. So the state of art, operation theaters, robotics. So everything we have in India now. And that's the reason people are traveling from abroad to India for the transplantation.
So in general, like for international patient, if he has to plan to come to India for a kidney transplant, how long that duration should be?
So I'll say it should be something like a 2 to 3 months time, including the pre-transplant workup to the transplant tenure and the post-operative care. It should be something like a 2 to 3 months time.
Okay. So now we come to our myths and fact segment. So I will ask certain questions or certain lines and you have to say that these are myths or fact. Okay. So first is kidney transplant is not successful in elderly patients.
It's a myth. Age is not the criteria. It's the overall fitness of the patient and the well-being. That's the criteria, and we can very well do kidney transplant in elderly patients as well.
Okay. Kidney transplant is a permanent cure to kidney failure cases.
It's partly a myth, partly true, because kidney transplant, if you are taking care of the kidney well, then it will take you a long way. But that doesn't mean that any graft that is done will survive lifelong. So average life of the graft is like 15 to 20 years. So after that, if the graft doesn't function, the patient has to come back to dialysis and they can plan for a second or a third transplant, whatsoever is the condition.
Okay. So does early kidney transplant lead to better outcomes?
Surely, if the kidney transplant is done early, it gives us better results because all the problems that have happened because during the time of the dialysis are not there anymore. So this we call as a preemptive kidney transplant, and definitely these patients do much better than when it is done after the dialysis.
So, myth or fact, life expectancy of a kidney transplant is not good.
It's a myth. So the patients after kidney transplant do very well, provided they take adequate care of their kidney.
Myth or fact, transplant patient can plan a normal family life, including work and family.
Yes, this is a fact. They can plan a normal life. They have the liberty to go around, travel, and have family.
So, as a last question, certain tips from your side to take care of the kidney.
So you should exercise regularly, check your blood pressure and sugars regularly, get an annual health checkup done. Then you should not be taking painkillers like ibuprofen, NSAIDs on a very regular basis, and certain antibiotics are also to be avoided. And then low amount of sugar, salt, and processed food.
Okay, sir, thank you so much for the insightful session and tell us the very important points about kidney transplant. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you. So when in doubt for your medical procedure, ask question and seek clarity from Docto Genie Medical Assistance team. So whenever you have a medical procedure and you want to have some opinion on that, please do send those reports to us on the given number and or email address, and we will get back to you with the medical opinion. Thank you very much. We see you in the next episode.